Welcome back. The popular veterinary press here in the UK seems to include more and more glossy ads promoting the corporate veterinary groups, the benefits of working for them and of selling your practice to them. So if I still owned a practice, I sometimes wonder whether or not I'd be tempted to sell, especially when I hear about the eye-watering prices which some of the corporate buyers seem to be prepared to pay. Leslie Mamalis, in an article in today's Veterinary Business Money Matters, describes the situation in the United States as a buying practice frenzy, with more than 30 consolidators of varying sizes. Here in the UK there aren't so many, but Leslie's description seems to be just as appropriate this side of the pond. When I was the joint founder of VPI in the late 1990s, we were buying practices at multiples of 3 to 5 times EBITDA. Nowadays I hear that some large, well-managed, profitable practices are changing hands at multiples of 10 times earnings or even more. So the question for a practice owner is, will the bubble burst? If so, when? Should I sell now or should I wait to see if the offer improves? It seems to me that the first question they should ask is, what do I want to be doing in 3 to 5 years' time? If the answer is I plan to be totally retired in the relatively short term, living a life of leisure completely unrelated to veterinary practice, it would seem to make sense to get the best price possible as soon as you can. If, on the other hand, you regard yourself as primarily a clinician and you want to continue that career for a good few years, the second major question is, if I were to sell now but continue to work for the buyer, how comfortable would I feel with the fundamental change from being an employer and all that involves, good and bad, to stepping back to becoming an employee with little or no influence on the future of the practice I once owned? I'm pretty sure that if I was that owner, the answer would be no thanks. Why? Because I would think that if under corporate management, the profitability and therefore the value of this practice could perhaps be doubled in a very few years, there's no reason why that growth couldn't be managed by its current owners. How? By doing what's necessary to identify one individual charged with developing a clear vision for the future of the practice, leading the business and working with the team to prepare a 3 to 5 year strategic plan, and then setting policies designed to achieve a number of smart, professional service delivery and financial objectives. That individual could be the current owner, or it could be a general manager or managing director, perhaps with an equity interest in the business, charged with delivering agreed objectives and answerable to the owner and other board members. Perhaps the key message for undecided practice owners is don't hang about. In her article, Leslie says that some industry pundits predict that high multiples are here to stay, while others think that the bubble is bound to burst and that high multiples will only last for a matter of months. But of this you can be certain: financially healthy practices are good investments now, and they will be in the long term. See you next time.